This is my first time shooting the DC Project PCC by Quarter Circle 10. That ought to do.
Rock on.
Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the Stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie. All right, before we start today's episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to say thank you to everyone that is watching the show on YouTube. I have been watching the analytics, and I have seen that there are more people that are watching Riding Shotgun that are not subscribers. So if you are just watching this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is greatly appreciated, and hit the notifications and all that sort of cool stuff. If you would like to help support the show, there's a couple things you can do. You can buy some Riding Shotgun and some Gungram stickers and patches at the ridingshotgunwithcharlie.com swag and merch page, and you can also buy t-shirts and hoodies and mugs at ridingshotgunwithcharlie-creator.spring, which I will put links in the description below, and that is what you can do to help get the Stagecoach across America. Today we are outside of Kansas City, Kansas. All right, we're outside of Kansas City, Kansas. Wasn't sure if it was Kansas City, Missouri. I thought it'd be really cool to film a show in both of them, but that's not happening. Anyway, we are outside of Kansas City, Kansas, with Anna Taylor from Dene Adams.
Hello.
It is great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thanks for getting in the car.
Yes.
We are. I have some Lead Slingers hand sanitizer. They make whiskey as well. It's more tasty than the hand sanitizer. So since we are in the time of the COVID, and I have some hand sanitizer. Let's hand sanitize. Is it hand
sanitizer or whiskey? Do we wash our hands or drink it? Or both?
Could be a little of both. Right? There we are. Put it behind the ears. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you on the show. A couple years ago, I was filming a show with Holly Sullivan from the Connecticut Citizens Defense League, and she said she was wearing a Dene Adams product, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to make a little clip, and I'm going to send it to the Dene Adams people, and they're going to love it.
That's how I heard about you.
Yes. and I'm like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? You're like, yeah, when you get out to Kansas City, come on by.
And you happen to be out this way today.
So here we go. We have a bug inside the car.
Yep, let me try to get it. When it comes over.
All right, maybe it'll come on my side. Oh my God, we're gonna get into a car accident. Just getting the bug out of the car. Come on, bug. All right, we're gonna let it go until it gets closer to the window. Let the good times roll.
Yep.
All right, so how did you? This is gonna bother me until it's done. Shoot. It'll be fine. So. Tell us about Anna Taylor and Dene Adams.
There he goes. I got him.
Oh, right. First of all, before we do this, we did do some shooting on your property.
Yeah, we did. I had 2 new guns I wanted to shoot.
That is too cool.
I figured we'd take the opportunity to lean out your window and
lean out the window. So it's always been Riding Shotgun with Charlie. It's never been Drive-By with Charlie.
Drive-By with Charlie.
Until today.
Hashtag Drive-By with Charlie.
I love it. So the 2 guns you were shooting, one of them was?
It was a Quarter Circle 10 custom build for the DC Project. I won it in an auction last year at the team match.
Very cool.
And that was, I know, it's been a year since I got it. It's the first time I've shot it. But
I have a couple guns like that.
Yeah, but I got to shoot it today.
That's cool.
And then I shot the STI Staccato XL. So it's a 2011, and it's nice. Very nice.
Looked really cool. It had some nice grips. It had the well-down magazine.
Yep, I'll do a review on it a little bit later down the road when I get a few more than 6 rounds through it.
Very cool, very cool.
The Staccato XL.
All guns we cannot have in Massachusetts.
Oh, I'm gonna be clear
with
of my
these high cap mags. Sorry, standard issue magazines.
standard issue. That's right. All right. You ready?
We couldn't quite get the guys the first time, so we're having a second drive-by. Let's do it.
Oh, that was smooth.
Nice.
That trigger was amazing.
All right.
Okay.
That was badass.
I'm gonna go ahead and clear this.
Yep. Unloaded, unloaded.
Good.
All right, so Anna, how did you get into gun stuff? Before you became Dene Adams, how did you get there?
Well, so I had been a stay-at-home housewife for 10 years, and about 2013, it was around the time that, well, there was a lot of talk about losing our, threats to the Second Amendment. Mm-hmm. It was right after Sandy Hook, around that time, and I was 8 months pregnant with my 4th child, and I wanted to get my concealed carry permit. My ex-husband at the time, he traveled a lot. I lived in Grandview, Missouri, not in a great neighborhood. There was a house just down the street that the front door had been kicked in. Homeowner was shot. I do think it was drug related, but I thought, I'm sitting here in my chair in the living room, right by the front door all the time, completely vulnerable, and I wanted to get my concealed carry permit, and I wanted to start learning how to shoot to be able to defend my family. So I did. I took my concealed carry class and qualified when I was like 2 weeks before I even gave birth. And then after that, I was...
Hold on. 2 weeks before?
2
so
weeks
you must
before
have been
I gave birth.
here.
I was completely
out
to here. Yeah.
You've got a good place to rest the gun when you're shooting.
Yeah, no, I was completely cleared by the doctor. The amniotic fluid, I guess, really protects the baby's hearing.
Oh, that's cool.
And so being outside, I qualified outside,
yep.
So it was well ventilated and everything, so I didn't really have lead concerns.
Gotcha.
And so, anyways, it was after then a couple months later, I'd come home from the hospital, recovered, things like that, and I wanted to start carrying. Mm-hmm. And I got a new gun. It was a Bursa Thunder 380. It was my first gun, and I really liked it because I liked how it felt in my hand.
Sure.
But I really didn't know how to use it, and I couldn't find any education, and I felt really uncomfortable when I went to I'd go to the gun stores or whatever and try and ask questions, but I felt really uncomfortable asking questions.
So it's got to be weird for an attractive woman to come into a gun store and ask questions and have probably guys that are, as we call them in the biz, we call them FUDs, and be like, all right, so what do you need for your husband and all that kind of stuff, right?
Well, so I've had plenty of interactions with like the stereotypical guy gun salesman or guy instructor that really doesn't know what to say other than point you towards the little pink guns or whatever, which in the beginning offended me because I thought, but then once I learned to shoot, down the road I learned to shoot. Now, I mean, I've got several pink guns and I've got blue guns, and that doesn't offend me. But my experience as a whole is that the instructors have really stepped up, the gun stores have really stepped up, and they're really, really passionate about being able to answer questions for women. Mm-hmm. They're very passionate about they care about the personal safety that we're trying to accomplish, and they're just doing everything they can to try and evolve and cater to that. So bless their hearts, they try, and they don't always know what they're doing, but I give them credit. Are
we far enough south to say bless your heart?
I don't know. Where are we supposed to be to say bless your heart?
I don't know, but we all know what it means. right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so. Did I? Did I miss something?
Bless your heart doesn't really mean bless your heart.
Uh-oh, what did I miss?
Bless your heart means, thank you, you're an idiot, leave me alone.
Oh, then I used it correctly.
Oh, good. Oh, perfect. Because he's like, oh, bless your heart.
No, I'm sorry. No, but really, it's, I appreciate it. We're a lot further than we were in 2013.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with the growing female demographic, or the growing new gun owner demographic, that's we're further than we were.
I mean, we had to start someplace, and the gun industry really didn't know how to handle more women, so they did what we call pink it and shrink it.
Exactly.
Right, and then we'd set a new female shooter up with a small J frame or a small semi-auto that fits into her hand, but doesn't. I don't want to. It might be too much for her to shoot for a new beginner.
Well, and a lot of women have bigger hands, or they don't want. They don't want
something small.
Small pink gun. So I like small pink guns. Okay, so back to my story.
Yes.
I was trying to find education. I really wasn't finding it at the local gun stores, and then I thought, I had read my manual and learned enough, at least, how to operate it. And so I tried to carry it on my body. Well, then that was my next dilemma, was trying to figure out how to carry it safely. So say just for a walk around the neighborhood or a trip to the grocery store. So I've got, a new infant, and I've got 3 little kids, and I can't put it in a purse. Right? So I tried putting it in a purse, and I put it in the purse across my body, and I just made it a rule that I would never set my purse down.
Right.
So it took one trip to the grocery store, unloading, having all of these kids that you're trying to make sure are safe and getting into their seats, and loading groceries, and I had taken my purse off and set it in my front seat while I was doing all of this, and I thought, it just takes, it was completely impractical, and really was not the safe solution that I was looking for. I tried IWBs, I tried belly band. A belly band ended up coming closest to what I was looking for, but I still had, even with a smaller gun, like the Burst of Thunder, you could still see it. It was still printing. Right. So I'm wearing a big sweatshirt, in the middle of summer. Right. And it was just ridiculous, and so I ended up locking my gun up. I was very frustrated. And, at the time, my little brother was on his 6th deployment. I believe it was his 6th deployment. And here I am trying to practice my Second Amendment right, and I couldn't do it. There were just no resources that I could find. And I felt a sense of duty. I thought, this is a problem. I need to do something about this. I want to do something about this. Now I thought, how am I going to solve this problem, right? But I just decided, I just determined, I was teaching my kids, with God, all things are possible. This is America. I'm gonna do this. Okay. So go ahead.
Did you grow up sewing stuff? I mean, this is a dumb question. Did you grow up sewing stuff and making things?
Sort of.
Okay.
Sort of.
Because it would say, okay, I know how to sew things and put things together and make garments and shirts and whatever. Yeah.
So my mother was a seamstress. When I was probably 5 years old, she made me sit down and follow a pattern to make a little shirt and skirt. Yeah. And I hated it. I know you're supposed to measure twice and cut once, but I usually cut and then tape and then eventually measure, and then I end up coming up with something that is complete art that isn't what I intended from the beginning.
It's art.
Anyways, sometimes, you know what? And sometimes we have to use putty, but I'm just saying, I followed the pattern. I didn't like it, but I got through it. So then with that, I did know how to operate a sewing machine. Okay. We didn't have very much money at all growing up, so I was always being creative with clothing, or, I took the hand-me-downs from my older brothers, and so altering those to try and make them a little bit more girly was, so I like to solve problems. I think that would, be one of my gifts. But so I decided, I had this idea. I went around, to different stores feeling different types of fabrics. I ended up with a postpartum wrap corset and a mouse pad from our computer. And I had sewn them together.
Yeah.
And after 2 weeks of trying all kinds of different components, trying to minimize the silhouette of the firearm and positioning it on different spots on the body. And so when I put this together and in the right spot on my body, my gun completely disappeared under just my t-shirt. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. And so that obviously in the beginning was a pretty rough prototype of basically a belly band with neoprene on it.
Yeah.
But I then, I started making phone calls, Googling manufacturing, trying to find somebody that would help me with this design. So anyways, also at that time, right around then, my ex-husband, he ended up admitting himself to a inpatient drug rehab facility across the country, a long-term treatment facility.
Wow.
And I'm just really diving in, aren't I?
You really are.
So right before he did that, I knew things had been a little bit rough, but I found on my front door one morning a notice that my house had been auctioned off the day before.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
this would be nice to tell your spouse.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it would. But anyways, it was a pretty rough time, but I basically, long story short, I became almost overnight a single mother with 4 kids.
4 kids
So,
and nowhere to live?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
That's where I was at. I had a lot of choices to make, and I was not only their provider now, but there with little to no education, and I was also their defender. I was responsible for their personal safety.
Yeah.
So here I am, and I was thankful to have a few people around me that were able to mentor and give me some direction and things like that. But I ended up putting my last $200 into a small run of my holster idea, my corset, and I shot a cell phone video and posted it of just showing how my corset concealed, how it worked.
Yeah.
And the video went viral. It was over 5 million views in about a week.
Wow.
And my little drag and drop GoDaddy website, it started handling the traffic that came in.
That is too cool.
And so it wasn't long, and we've grown. I've grown. Lots happened since then. A lot of life, man. 2013.
Seems like forever ago.
I know. But anyways, my grandpa, Dene Adams, he taught me that guns should be respected and not feared. And so out of respect for the tool that firearms are, I wanted to have a safe, practical way to carry. And I named the company Dene Adams after Grandpa Dene.
That is really cool.
Yeah. So the logo, the Dene Adams logo, is actually taken with inspiration of his actual signature, and which I had from an old Shepler's hat tag. He wore a big Western hat, and you had to sign for your hat when you ordered it, and sign for it when you picked it up. Make sure that it was you.
That's cool.
And then the horse, that was him on his horse, in the logo.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is too cool.
Yeah.
That is too cool. Now, so what happens in between? Like, so we're 2013. You get your last $200. You get your design. Everything blows up. How do you expand from there? How do you come up with more ideas for garments and undergarments, I guess? Different ways to. Where does it go from there?
Well, the magic of Dene Adams is that rather than holster. So we're taught. I did go on to become an instructor, and I've continued to train in every opportunity. I've joined the 3-gun community because I think it's a great challenge to grow and increase your skills. And so as I gained knowledge of, say, proper placement and everything, of the best ways and places for you to carry your firearm, and then altering that slightly to be a more concealable spot. For example, rather than carrying...
Is this going to turn into a highway?
Where are we? I don't even know. So I got in the car with a stranger, and now I don't know where I am. No.
I feel the same way.
Where are we?
Okay. I don't know.
I think that's 35. So that would have taken. I think that would take us back the way that we came.
I know we're we'll be fine.
Okay, where was I?
Coming up with more things.
Yes. So
becoming an instructor and discovering that things aren't working.
Yeah. Okay, so for example, being able to carry appendix.
Yep.
There's when I tried to carry appendix, it pokes into different bones, or if you carry at 3 o'clock, it hits your hip bone. So by placing your firearm at a squishy spot on your body and then putting compression around it, like the shape where it goes around it that pulls it in snug to those squishy spots, made it very, very comfortable. So for appendix, moving it slightly higher over the abdomen instead of, as a woman, I would get the barrel kind of hitting my pubic bone, which is painful, and then trying to carry at 3 o'clock, hitting my hip bone, which not only makes concealing it more difficult because you're pushing against the bone, but putting it in soft spots. So, as I came up with new problems that I needed solved, like needing to be able to wear a business skirt. I was going to a lot of business meetings and things like that, and I needed a skirt, so I ended up creating the thigh holster. Again, holsters your gun. I started off with the inside of my thigh because I wear a lot of pencil skirts and things like that, and so real form-fitting. And so
I didn't want to ask.
Yeah, pencil skirt kind of fits.
It's a number 2. I don't know.
So and then again on the inside thigh, that's a squishy spot. So I started there. I figured out the problems with that with several prototypes and improved it. For example, if you have a gun on the inside of your thigh and the grip is sticking out, like you may have the grip sticking out of any traditional holster, that grip literally hits your other thigh, and it just, that is extremely painful. There's some nerves there that and so, but I figured out by designing the holster compartment a little differently. It can tuck in the grip, which redirects the grip to the back, and then with the sleek fabric, your thighs can just glide together, and it's comfortable. It's surprisingly very, very comfortable, even for a plus size customer. So, well,
I'm gonna thank you. I appreciate that.
Do you need an inner thigh holster for your pencil skirt, Charlie?
I do.
Hey,
it's a kilt.
Actually, I do have a lot of customers that buy that to wear their kilts.
There we go.
The outer thigh holster, though you can carry a full size on both thighs, and it has trigger guard and retention on it. So
wow.
Yeah, everything that I have has some sort of trigger guard and protection, or trigger guard and retention. Trigger protection. Whew. Trigger.
Here, have a water.
That's
have a swig of water and then try that again.
Thank you. Trigger protection and retention. Very, very important. So, and now, I've added, we have leggings. I have 2 kinds of thigh holsters, several different heights and variations of the corset. Yep. We stopped using neoprene immediately and found lighter weight, safer options.
Oh, cool.
And also now we offer custom trigger guards, so custom Kydex shells. You can have it come with the IWB attachment clip. Yeah. And it also comes with a screwdriver and Velcro, so you can take off the hardware. Here.
Show us one. What you got?
You've got so this is the IWB. We're in traffic, and I'm thinking
I
don't know where it's gonna see.
So I don't know what the law. Yeah. I'm assuming you are much more well versed with the gun laws.
I'm just gonna hold the plastic up. Okay, so what camera am I pointing
You can talk
to?
Anyone should be fine.
Okay. Well, so I've got the ulti clip here, but I can remove that, add a Velcro strip, and then in every one of the Dene Adams holsters, there's a Velcro on the inside made for you to fasten this to it. So you can have your retention by adjusting the screws on here. So you have adjustable retention, and then they usually will have a breakaway retention tab on them. But I can get rid of that and then use this. This is preferred. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the deep concealment and the shaping from the shapewear garments, and then you can still have your IWB that you like that makes it safe and secure.
That's cool. So do you make the shells?
I do not. I have the shells that we make are specifically designed for us.
Okay.
But we do have an awesome manufacturer here in America that makes these, and that makes us for us. And
you do them in all the popular model guns?
Yes, pretty much all of the most popular guns, and I just added the shells themselves without the hardware. So you can go here. Yeah, that works.
Highly trained professional. I know where I'm going.
Talk about professional. I haven't been in front of the camera talking about my stuff for a while. I've had my nose down working hard on this stuff. I just launched a new line.
Yeah.
So I've been working rather than talking to the camera. People have been wondering where I've been.
You're here.
I'm getting all tongue-tied.
Oh, please. That is really cool. That is really cool. Where do you guys make all your own stuff? Do you have a big place? I mean, you obviously do it on your own.
I have a manufacturer in New York, and it's actually the same facility from the very beginning.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So, so they are a facility that is they're third generation Italian immigrants, and been in manufacturing for a long time. Really great people. And the quality is just outstanding.
That's awesome.
So I had that viral video in 2016.
With the lipstick?
Yes. And
I've been teaching classes, and I've been telling people, I've been showing that video, I'm like, I'm going to go interview her in Kansas in a few weeks. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. No, really.
Yeah, so we just blew up after that.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure everyone's seen the video, but you pulled out 3 guns and 3 full-size guns and 3 knives?
I'll have to remember. I don't know, but I had quite a bit. I had quite a bit on me. I had knives, magazines, guns on my thigh and around my center.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I had short red hair though. Then.
Yes.
Yeah. But back to blonde.
Okay.
So let's see. Where was I? What was I talking about?
The 3 generations.
2016. Okay, so 2016 video blew up. We had such a huge demand for our products, and we couldn't keep up. And we just didn't expect that to happen.
Right.
And not only did we have a demand, but everybody wanted it cheaper. They wanted it cheaper.
Of course.
I think we appreciate American made much more now than we did even just a few years ago. But I went to China. I succumbed to the pressure to try and offer everyone
something that's more affordable,
which they said it was supposed to be cheaper, faster, and to be able to give everyone what they wanted. And
how'd that work out?
It was not a great experience, and I will never do that again, and we haven't since the one time in 2017.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. No, I did not. I did not like it. And it didn't save any money, and the quality was just not as...
It's not worth it.
It's not American quality.
Cool.
So, proud to be... Everything's 100% made in America. Everything, even on all of the products, is made in America, except for the fabric. So,
gotcha.
We've come a long way in sourcing all of the different components of it to have that made here, and then through COVID and everything.
Cool.
Still rocking.
Show us what you've got here.
Okay, so I did bring some stuff. I have, this is the traditional corset, basically. It's the natural, and the new natural zipper. I'm actually launching this one this week.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
This is the first time it's been in front of the camera. But the new light version, just to make it even lighter weight, I did a whole mesh back.
Oh, cool.
So you get a nice breeze through there.
Yeah, it's gonna be easier on the
during the sweaty months. So that was
during the
that
sweaty
was a
months.
complaint
That's a good way to
that
describe
we got.
it.
Yeah, in sweaty climates. I was just in Florida last week, and
Yeah.
it's not even midsummer yet, and good golly, it was hot there.
Dude, I just got out of
gosh.
South Dakota. It was 99 the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Thank God it wasn't humid.
So the lightweight stuff is awesome.
Yep.
And what else did I bring? I showed you my IWB, and then I also brought Virtue. Virtue is a second brand I just launched. And when I had been actually planning Virtue for several years to be a concealed carry clothing line, and the whole 2020 hit, and I started realizing that one, I wanted to offer something at a lower price point that would solve the most problems as possible, rather than expecting. Not everybody can afford to buy concealed carry leggings, and then concealed carry corset, and then concealed carry shorts in every color and all of these things. And so I decided on one item that would solve the most problems at a lower price point. And I basically took the waistband from our most popular leggings and turned it into an improved belly band style waistband. I made it really, really soft, and I added the beltless options with the webbing back here. So say gym shorts or whatever, you want to clip your IWB to that, you can do that without wearing a belt.
Cool.
And then of course, so it's a modular system that this can fasten down into all around the waistband. So it's your belly band, only softer, and with the modular, and it's for men and women. So it doesn't have a specific cut just for women, like the corset has a specific cut just for women. So that's what I brought.
That's awesome. Holly Sullivan, who, like I said, she's the one that was wearing a corset when I filmed her. She said that it's probably the best piece of clothing that she owns, like the most well-made. So
it really is high quality. The average defect rate for garments made in America is 7%, and Dene Adams proudly stays under 1%.
Wow.
It's been pretty solid. That's been pretty solid. So
that is really cool.
And a lot of thought into every detail. I put so much thought into every detail. So
Did you ever think you'd have your own business doing something like this? Like, what was your what did you think you wanted to be when you grew up?
Actually, when I was a little girl, I wanted to be a sniper.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. I did dream of having my own business, but it ended up coming down to survival and reality, and so God's just really blessed me and continues to bless me, and I've been able to take care of my kids and thrive, and I got remarried, so now we have the blended family of 7, and my husband and I work together 24/7, and not many couples can say that that is great. That's but it's great, and really am living the dream. Yeah, and I can conceal carry anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
And comfortably, and I know that it's helping a lot of people. I love that. So moms just like me, I'm just a mom trying to take care of my family and be safe, and carry with confidence when I'm out doing whatever I'm doing.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
So no business school? Did you have to learn something about business, right?
No, I was actually raped in high school. I dropped out of high school after my sophomore year, so that was pretty much the extent of my education.
Wow.
So no business school. I'm used to thinking outside the box and creative problem solving, and I get a lot of compliments on my marketing. And I have some amazing help with my marketing now. However, you know, when I started off, I only knew how to use Word. And so my graphics and things I would put together were literally drag and dropped into Word and then screenshot, and then those were my graphics that I posted.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? That got me from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the editing I do and a lot of the graphics that I do and some of the things that I play with now are, you know, free apps on my phone. Anybody can, you know, really, if they're really committed, find ways to fill in the gaps when they don't know.
Yeah, totally.
And what better business, you know, education than just doing it. So, granted, some things might have been a lot easier, but I haven't always done things the way that I'm told to do them. And that's how I find new roads and new solutions, new answers. So I'm not really an inside the box thinker.
That is kick-ass. That is kick-ass. All right, you are wearing a DC Project shirt.
Yep.
The Educate Over Legislate. I have
my seatbelt's covering it.
I have the DC Project mask that I got one in at a DC Project and a CNJFO, the Coalition of New Jersey Firearm Owners event, a couple weeks ago, and I went to vacuum my car and it got vacuumed up.
Oh no!
So Amanda Suffolcool, this past weekend, Amanda Suffolcool and I did a Mag 40 class in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and Amanda and Robin Sandoval set me up with another mask, which I thought was really cool. So you're one of the sponsors for the DC Project.
I do. I'm a supporter of the DC Project. A lot of people are talking about the DC Project now. I'm seeing about it everywhere. People are talking about it.
Awesome.
Diana Moeller, the founder, she's been all over the news. She's been in DC testifying on a regular basis.
Like,
and
I'm going to say twice this year, maybe 3
just
times?
in the last few weeks.
She was there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She was there
with some,
a couple months ago
heavy
as well.
hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're the counter voice to the Moms Demand Action, and I'm literally seeing the Teal for 2A all over the Second Amendment stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
It is. Cool.
I'm really, really excited to be a part of it, and I see really just from a grassroots level the difference that they're making. So yes, I am a big supporter of the DC Project, and
cool.
Yeah. I actually shot the team match. They do a team match every year. My husband and I shot it together, and then my son and brother shot it together.
That's cool.
And it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
And anyways, that's a big fundraiser that they have. And actually, I hope I don't stink because
I don't want to.
I probably stink. This is my shirt that I wore at the team match 2 weeks ago, and I haven't had time to do laundry, but I wanted to wear it today. So.
I'm impressed that you have enough laundry to make it through 2 weeks.
Well, hey, the kids do their own laundry. So I just got to do mine. I just have to stay in town long enough to actually get unpacked.
Right.
And get it done. So sorry about
cool.
that. But yeah, I was proud to be a part of the team match. And
that is cool.
Definitely be doing it again next year. So.
Awesome. I haven't been to one of those, but it looks like a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I think this year they had Jerry Michalak, right?
Yeah, they've had him the last couple of years.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Is our road coming up soon?
Yes.
Yes.
You'll want to hop in the left lane.
All right. Very cool. Well, listen, we are almost back to the Dene Adams compound?
Dene Adams Ranch.
Dene Adams Ranch. How can people find you and Dene Adams and all of your social media links, websites?
Yes. So DeneAdams.com, DENE Adams.com.
One
it's,
D?
It's DENE rather than DEAN.
Right. And the Adams is one D.
DeneAdams.com.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And on Facebook and Instagram, it's Dene Adams Official. You can also find me, Anna Taylor Official, or you can Google Anna Taylor Guns, and you'll find me. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show. The rest of you, if you are watching Riding Shotgun and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, you please need to do that. You need to check out the Second Amendment Foundation. It is saf.org, and you should also you need to join the Second Amendment Foundation, but you can also donate to the CCRBKA, the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms. You can find all of your favorite all of your pro-freedom podcasts in one place at the Self-Defense Radio Network, which is sdrn.us. You can buy the Riding Shotgun with Charlie patches and stickers at the ridingshotgunwithcharlie.com swag and merch page, and you can get Riding Shotgun shirts, mugs, and hoodies at ridingshotgunwithcharlie-creator.spring. So Teespring went up and changed all their stuff on me, so now I got to remember something else.
Oh yeah, that's
it's kind of a pain in the neck. But that's where you can do all. That's where you can buy some shirts and swags and cool stuff, and that's how you can help support and get the Stagecoach across America. I've been on a little tour, and I filmed shows. I filmed 6 shows in a week and a half in 4 states west of the Mississippi this week.
Wow.
So yeah, that is what I do.
Oh, and the DC Project.
Yes. Oh.
You can find and support DC Project at dcproject.info.
I'm going to put a link for them as well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I never shot out of my car before, and I never had someone else shoot out of their car.
Just another day at the office, right? And I was just thinking about it.
Dene Adams ranch.
I might have left some shell casings in here. So I might.
We're not going to New Jersey, so
I can collect the evidence before I leave your car.
I love it. All right, listen, thank you guys for watching the show, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.